What's up, winners? On this channel, we learn to see through manipulation and have fun. Thanks to Anonymous for sending this to me, but this was put together by Meghan's Mole. Very good observation.
I love to travel, but I don't think my meal has to. Eating local means less energy spent on transporting food and fresher ingredients.
We all know that's nonsense, but she did a good job putting this together where Meghan's Tig thing about how they would ship food from across the freaking world. So that's just a fun little one. There's a million examples like that. And we have some typical Meghan, being Meghan, her acting, Shakespearean, some ridiculous music. I probably have to get rid of it for copyright, but oh god, Meghan, gee. And just thanks for a shout out, more or less. Someone sent me this. I didn't know this had happened. Harry's gray suit had posted my video. I'm only a little jealous because it's the entire video. They did credit me, but they got more views than me. So they got more views than me on my video. But thank you for the shout out. But I was a little jealous. I just see they got twice as many views as me, and it's my full video. But thank you for the shout out. Yeah. All right. Thank you for this. Meghan claims to be the most bullied person in the world. No. No. She's bullied many people. Think of the way she dragged the Queen's name through the mud while she was very elderly, didn't allow people to meet the children. That was a lot worse. She got backlash, but the thing is also bullying, like these Meghan lovers, what do you got? They're called sugars. Someone called them lemon rats. But if that might have been Jen, RHR Jen, as you all know. Or no, it might have come from the Sidley twins. I'm sorry, it's from one of them, I think. This is just bullying. I think you have to do things to people, right? Like, we get their commenters coming and like attacking us directly. We're not gonna go and like do things to Meghan directly. Misinformation has become such a dangerous term because it's anything people don't like. Yes, there is sometimes things that are not true, but Meghan's like, oh, it's misinformation. You said that I grew up well off, but you did. Oh, I didn't want you to say that. Well, okay. It's really dangerous, these things, and using harassment, all these things, very dangerous, just to censor. And isn't what she says misinformation? So a bunch of nonsense. That Meghan complaining again.
By Georgia O'Keeffe, and it's I've already settled it for myself. So flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and I am quite
BS.
Free. And the moment that you are able to be liberated from all of these other...
She could not be any more different. Oh, cute chipmunk again. Sorry, buddy, I think I scared him. She could not be more opposite of what she's saying. She's obsessed with being flattered, obsessed with attention, obsessed with what people think of her, obsessed with being famous, and then enraged when there's backlash against her lies and how she treats others.
Of what you know to be true, then I think it's very easy to just live with truth and live with authenticity, and that's how I choose
authenticity.
To live through the world.
The word authentic is ruined for me. I don't hear anyone saying that word who is authentic. It's like you used to get people selling self-help courses that were garbage that would say authentic. You get like, I went to this like conference and there was a guy who kept saying authentic. He seemed super fake and wooden. You used to be authentic. I don't know if he was. It might just be Meghan ruined it for me. But like that word got ruined. Where's authentic work? An authentic watch, authentic diamond, authentic antique. Maybe it works for things.
Sit down and write anything, and I didn't ask anyone for help with how
fake.
I should word this.
She just said authentic, and then she's just like doing this kind of fake acting.
I was just in tears thinking
down
about it, and I was explaining to my husband why I thought that it was so heartbreaking, certainly for me, to be back.
I don't care what they think. I'm authentic. I'm pretending to feel a certain way right now, and I burst into tears. Don't care what they think, burst into tears. How many times has Meghan told us about collapsing on the floor crying? Again, they like run a smear campaign against themselves. right? Like, if I said, like, hey, someone was arguing with me, they're being rude, and I said stop, and they collapsed on the ground crying and screaming, throwing a tantrum, that would be me speaking badly about them. She says that about herself. So how bad is what she's
in Los
really
Angeles,
doing?
And it feeling so reminiscent.
Her
to
side of the story.
the state of Los Angeles with the riots after the Rodney King beating. And so for these girls to be graduating from high school, which should be a very celebratory time, to be plagued with that unrest felt troubling.
I'm just going to say a little opinion, little aside too. I don't think it's fair, this idea that everyone in the world has to be upset about particular events. I'm not saying the events aren't bad, but it's like, if you're graduating, you don't need to put your life on pause. Unfortunately, the world is very big. There's always bad things happening. Always. Always. Probably the same day that something got awful that gets covered in the news, there are 100 worse things happen, injustices every single day. It doesn't make it better if it's like, oh, you're bad if you're not focused on my cause. Tim Ferriss, he had a really interesting thing he said. He said, don't play my cause can beat up your cause, right? Like, you have to be upset about this. How dare you live your life? No, we all gotta live our lives. The best way we can improve the world is by living our lives and living well. You know, these girls can graduate and live their lives, you know.
So I just spoke from the heart. It often what ends up being inflammatory, it seems, is people's interpretation of it. But if you listen to what I actually say, it's not controversial.
Nah, it's really arrogant, it's annoying, it's egotistical, it's lies, it's false. This is the most ridiculous thing ever, okay? Ridiculous! Okay. Meghan complains about bullying. Let's just play it and then...
in a really vitriolic way. As opposed to if there was just a dislike button, wouldn't that hugely shift what you were putting out there? Because you could just like it or dislike it. Now, you either like it or you have to say something negative. And it's
You nasty, mean person. What? No. You want people to be able to dislike things. You're like, I hate bullying, negativity, so put a dislike button. That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. Oh gosh. This is for my Harry's gray suit. They have some funny stuff here. They'll attach a dislike button. A dislike button to encourage kindness.
Really unfortunate cycle that is that I think is having a ripple effect on women across the board. Now, I think that in a really vitriolic way.
There are problems with social media, but I think her solution of like, I can be mean to people and you can't push back is not the solution.
As opposed to if there was just a dislike button, wouldn't that hugely...
And I really think Harry and Meghan's war on social media, they've built all this, and then they talk about these really crass things about children losing their lives and the parents. It was literally just Meghan like, I don't like what they're saying on social media. Let's find a way to force the issue. And then they attach what they want to something you can't argue against, right? It's a technique. It's very manipulative. See you guys.